Local markets get their first chance to react to the Senate shuffle following corruption allegations on flood control projects. With us now for more is Juanis Barredo, the Chief Technical Analyst at COL Financial. Good seeing you again, Juanis. Welcome to the program and belated happy birthday.
Hello. Thank you, Kathy.
All right, I'm
nice
just wondering, can technical charts hear or listen even to the Senate and congressional hearings and what's going on in the backdrop?
It would be nice if they could, but unfortunately, I think they stick into the basic economics of many of the companies taking place and how any policy changes will probably likely affect it.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if they would they also exhibit the bearish formations that I think we're seeing in the technical charts, the ones that you're going to be presenting to us, starting out with the PSEI, because we've seen a little bit of weakness of late in the market. Investors still looking for catalysts, Juanis, within the foreigners, net sellers, and the net value turnover has been pretty tepid. Analysts tell me the corruption allegations over those flood control projects are not helping. What is the PSEI chart telling us?
Yes, I think a lot of what the market's been doing in this last so many months, because we've been consolidating since pretty much the beginning of the year. So we're about 7 months into that consolidation. And in absence of any positive catalyst to be able to prod it higher, we've been stuck in a very wide range. And so given this particular context, if we don't really see anything to go on, we might just drift sideways for the time being, seeing us bounce from maybe lows of where we are today, closer to 6,000 to 5,800. And hopefully we can rebound from this range and jump up as a potential trade before the end of the year.
So what catalyst is it looking for, Juanis? We've been looking for catalysts here, or a catalyst to make that bounce out of the range that you're showing now on that chart.
Yeah, so the first one will be at about closer to 6,300, and major resistance is at 6,550.
All right, is that going to take time? Do you think there's a timeline as to when we can see that happening?
Again, the catalyst is what we're waiting for. So if we don't really see anything, and maybe with this new arrangement that you talked about earlier, we've got a Senate reshuffle, it might take some time for policies to actually come out and try to work on improvement into our economic standpoint. So I think for now, we'll probably be stuck in the range first.
Okay, we've been looking at direction of the peso as some sort of guidance, given this kind of bouncing around a range for the PSEI. Peso seeing some strength of late, as you can see. On that chart, it's at its strongest in more than 1.5 months since July 24th. You know, those I speak with say that it's more a function of a weaker dollar. What do the technical charts suggest?
Yes, I would agree with that statement. Primarily, really also because of the weaker dollar is the reason why we're taking in some strength. As you well know, that what's happening in the dollar is that they have not reduced interest rates so much yet, and we're looking for a potential decrease this time around in the middle of September, which is about maybe sometime next week. And there is talk now that they could cut maybe not only 25 basis points, but maybe potentially 50 basis points to be able to try to move ahead of what the curve is actually showing. And if that's the case, then that should be able to present a weaker dollar case because the return for a dollar investment will degrade. That's the reason why we're also seeing that. And potentially there could be some slowdown to the U.S. economy as well.
Okay, looking at the bond yields here, I've just read that it's fallen below 6% just a couple of moments ago there. Yields ahead of the possible inclusion in the JP Morgan Global Emerging Market Bond Index. A lot of the bond traders are saying that could be a catalyst. But what are you seeing on the chart of the 10-year?
Yes, and that's why I also wanted to highlight it today, because if you can see the very long-term picture and even the short-term picture, they're both angling downwards. And that should be quite, a spiriting up reason for the market to climb. In fact, if you were to look at majority of the Asian markets, because of all their yields all going down, they've managed to be able to do really well and actually climb. Unfortunately, it's only our market that's being left behind.
Okay, just taking that all together, how then can investors put their money, and I mean, where? I know that you have a preference for Semirara mining and a little bit less for DigiPlus.
Well, what I did is I presented a list of stocks and their state of being in terms of the trends. So that tail of the tape slide that I produced will just show you which ones are showing strength as compared to those being weak. And yesterday, yes, Semirara did break out of a very long consolidation range. I have yet to be able to actually see the reason behind it. So my suspicion is that maybe they might be releasing some sort of dividend announcement, maybe because they normally do it sometime closer to this type of year. Earlier, that there was an extension granted to one of their mines in their Acacia area, and maybe that also could play out the potential improvement of their business. But they are also waiting for a COC approval for them to come out so that they can re-engage business in the current old mine, which I think is very important.
All right.
With regards to Plus technically broke down from a ranged pattern, and I'm thinking that's the reason why it's been still very weak. Also, we understand that there are still some hearings taking place about the nature of whether such gaming companies may be more regulated, and I'm thinking that could also be the reason why there is pressure on Plus.
All right. Appreciate you looking and peering into your crystal ball there. Juanis Barredo of COL Financial. Appreciate the insights.